Rana says, sometimes organizations are using more advanced but disintegrated apps. It presents a great deal to implement an integrated ERP, but with somewhat lesser or complex functionality. How do you cope with these issues? And maybe another way to frame this would be to say, a lot of times the local office may have an app that they've installed just for them that's perfectly aligned with what they want, what they need. And now all of a sudden they're being asked to adapt or adopt to a more common global ERP system that may not have all the strength of functionality that they had grown accustomed to in the local market. So how do you find that balance between these disintegrated apps, these localized apps, and the possibility of an integrated solution across? Why don't we start with you, Dean?
Having different systems is not a bad thing, in different systems in different countries, different locations. But the key thing is the governance part of it, on top of it, because we're talking about the topic is about running a digital transformation for multinational companies. So there needs to be a governing party, like a head of technology or head of information that is aware and has inventory of those applications and how are they connected and what is the information being pushed in or pushed out from these apps, and understanding the key functionalities that reside in these applications, because they do provide value to the organization. Now it's just a question of understanding clearly what these functionalities. So it's about translating the application, just the technology, to functionalities, and how can those functionalities now be embedded in a more, integrated ERP solution. So you need to have that governance piece, and a governing party needs to be aware of the functionalities that these apps play, and they need to sign off on it.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's key, right? I think a lot of whether the apps stay or go really is defined by the overall goals of the project and your data governance, right? And will your applications fit in with the data standards that the new system will do is probably one of the first questions. And if it will, then it's down to total cost of ownership type values and pros and cons of whether you leave it or whether you don't. But a multinational will probably have very standardized and set processes around that and what it takes to allow an individual application to kind of be there that's company specific versus the national one. But then getting that ERP, if it is decided that it's going to be replaced, then really those are the hard change management problems, right? I mean, especially if applications are loved by their users, it really is a full-time job to ensure that you do bring them along with the change and they are productive and we can get the system successfully deployed, and you want them part of that process to get them to as close to where they want to be as possible, both from a technology and a change management point of view.
Yeah.
And just going back to a question before about localization or central. So it's all about understanding those apps. What functionalities do they perform? Are they a localized functionality? Well, we sort of need to keep it because it's doing the job. But if it's not a localized functionality, then that we need to look at how that could be embedded into more of the general process of the ERP.